The creature seems to be trying to pull its lips apart. The infected holes through which they're stitched together strain, but do not stretch.
What the flying hell? Karen, you said this way was clear!
But that's what the log said, sir. No one's authorized us to be here.
Well, the log was wrong, you idiot. I hope for your sake no one will miss him. This is strictly a divine order matter. Very, very strictly.
A boat? I'd thank the divine, but, well...
Do you hear that? It's coming from behind the wall. It's sort of eerie, like a poor soul in a glass trap. Oh, the horror!
The boy stands back from you, steady eyes narrowed in a wary stare.
Who are you? I'm Han. So, you helped me out just there, and I'd like to return the favour. You want to get out of here? I've a boat here with plenty of room. Let's go. Came in to help someone escape and got nabbed before I could sneak back out. I'd ask you the same question, but we're a little short on time here. I know someone on the outside. She might be able to help you too, if we make it out of here. Guy named Verdas. He was close to some people I know. I was too late, though. The Magisters got him. They left precious little of him behind. You're telling me. Jump in the boat and I'll take the oars. We've got to get out of here. The sooner the better.
The creature seems to be
Subdue them, and make sure Cork doesn't leave.
swords. These magisters are madmen. You are right. Not your first fight, that was clear to see. Always glad to have a veteran at my side.
He pauses a moment to wipe a thick mixture of sweat and blood from his brow before continuing.
I still can't believe they had the gall to attack me. It's high treason to go after a paladin like that. We're divine order, gods damn it. Our superiors will be very interested to hear this. I wouldn't be so certain of that. They've got most folks on the mainland properly fooled. I never would have believed what goes on here until I saw it with my own eyes. But we've stood about talking long enough. And this place is no roadside tavern. It's certain death if we keep lingering. First things first, I need to get the lay of the land inside Fort Joy. I was sent here to make an official report on what exactly goes on here. I don't intend to run away now. After that, though, and without the Magister's help, there's nowhere to go but the hollow marshes. They say they're haunted, but I don't believe in bogeymen. I was once told there's an old harbor on the far side of the island, and where there's a harbor, there may be a boat. I must be off, and so should you. Best of luck to you. You deserve better than this place.
Impressive weaponry. Might the Magisters anticipate Voidwoken attacks, despite their rules and their collars?
she groans in pain.
Don't hesitate to return.
You are not the one.
Maniac.
The woman looks up as you approach, wiping her brow with a grease-blackened hand.
What do you need? By all means, get an eyeful. The hammer got you curious. Yeah,
When another divine arises, will source change back? What if there are no sorcerers? spotted something. I'd say we're making good progress already.
If Anne tips his fingers to his temples,
He likes it thick and long.
Oh, 10 bottles of mead. Oh, pounds of mustard.
She's gone, Father. Gone. the child doesn't...
say, do all lizards smell like oranges, or is it just that crazy fella with the pointy tail?
Hear that? It's coming from behind the wall. It's sort of eerie, like a poor soul in a glass trap. Oh.
You again, lady. I don't like it down here. Don't like it at all. A bad man found me on the beach and brought me here. But I slipped away as soon as we got here. I just want to get out. The noises out there. Please help me get out. I just want to go to the beach and play with my shells again. But that grate is too heavy for me. You again, lady. A bad man found me on the... Please help me.
It might stink, Quercus, but at least there are trees. Now, let's be quick. Who knows when the great acorn will arrive? You take a deep breath. You have escaped Fort Joy at last.
It's easier to hide in the wilds. Let's get undercover first.
The walls we leave behind, and a wilderness awaits. Just the way I like it.
How lovely. I could really do with a banquet right about now. No one amongst you is a gourmet chef by any chance.
Speak if you wish to. So they are. My arms are gravestones, many a lost soul's last rest. One day I'll know who they were, the ones on my right arm. And one day, they'll all be dead, the ones on my left. They are the ones I was forced to kill. I don't know why. I can't recall. But I kept their names, and with their names, I will honor them. By taking the life of he who directed their demise. The Master. A lizard, but not any lizard. A spectre in the flesh, a man with no name. A darker shade in shadows. If he be a demon, as the frightened claim, I will be a demon hunter. If he be a god, as the cowering claim, I will be a godslayer. Until it is over, I will be nothing but vengeance. A day on the beach I'll be after.
She returns your smile, though you can read the skepticism in her eyes.
A lovely little promise to make. A thorny one to keep. We'll see how bloodied you're willing to get to pluck the one rose lost in a forest of daggers. Still, I do appreciate the sentiment. Those are the breadcrumbs, torn and tossed aside along the long road to the Master. They are inconsequential, candles snuffed out by a brighter flame, if I do say so myself. Unless you love the idea of a life knee-deep in swamp water, I suggest we look for a ship. But let's not forget to find Zalaskar. I'm ever so eager to meet the man.
One of her eyebrows arcs, like a cat arching its back, ready to scratch.
A touchy subject, I warn you. It didn't exactly feel like a kiss. But the true pain came after, when I lost all of my own volition. I served but the Master. The Master and none but he.
Her right hand goes for her needle, a quick, routine motion. But then she stops herself.
Go. Before I lose my temper. Speak if you wish to. Unless you love the idea. But let's not forget to find Zalaskar.
The air out here's a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh? Lonely? I wouldn't think so. I went from life in the regiment, to life in the pack, to life on the road with you. I haven't had time to be lonely.
He pauses, reddening slightly as he looks at you curiously.
Unless, wait. What did you mean exactly? Ah, yes. Of course. I've still got a contract to fulfill. But after that, Getting the hell off this island sounds good.
Ivan smiles and salutes at you.
Yes, by all means, let us partake in the art of conversation. More glorious than you could ever imagine. More glorious than I wish to recall here. Ask me again once we escape, and I'll tell you tales that will last us 1,000 nights. Oh, don't tell me you've never heard the stories. The tale of my birth has been a bedtime staple for years, a dinner party favorite. Cute. Very well then, listen closely. One day a red sun rose, turning the desert sands into a blood-colored sea. When my mother, roused from dreams, beheld this crimson dawn, she knew the time had come and promptly gave birth to me. The sun rose to its zenith, but there settled, refused to descend towards the beckoning dusk. Instead, she hung there for 7 days and 7 bright, starless nights, so enamored was she with her little red prince. Indeed, I've been a married man since the day I was born, for they call me the spouse of the sun. She who is all life and beauty, she whose colour I wear not in cloth, but in skin.
He laughs wryly, baring rows of shark-like teeth.
There are those who believe that little legend, you know. I'm not one of them. To tell you the truth, I've no idea why I'm red, but I do fancy I was rather lucky to be born a prince. My heritage made people celebrate my uniqueness. Had I been common born, they might have just drowned me in a well. Demonic, indeed. Didn't take long for that particular cat to come out of the bag now, did it? Meagre brains think meagre thoughts. They sully the air like offal. I prefer to keep my distance.
The air out here's a damn sight better than...
Ivan smiles.
Yes, by all means, let us partake in the art of conversation. Nothing's changed but for our surroundings. We're still on an island, in dire need of making for the mainland. Perhaps we simply ought to hug the coast in search of a ship. Of course, I'd much appreciate it if we managed to find Bahara first.
Our shield speaks, Quercus. Prick up your phantom ears. Ask away, shield.
The serenity in the eyes of the granite statue seemed to infuse the air around the shrine. This place feels like a refuge from all harm, a place where fortune favors the fleeing. For the first time in what feels like forever, you feel safe. You know this is the statue's gift. You know the feeling will not last, but you are grateful nonetheless. You feel the statue smile. You feel it embrace you. You fall into the most comfortable darkness. Loping up behind you, Ifan leans in to whisper in your ear.
Let me do the talking here. This one's expecting me.
The hooded man exudes an aura of restrained menace. As he raises his head to speak to Ifan, the hood falls back, revealing the gleaming bone visage of an undead. They speak in urgent whispers. Suddenly, the undead's bony claw pulls an elaborate crossbow from seeming thin air. It appears to be enveloped in misty shade. He proffers it to Ifan, along with a single rank-smelling arrow. Before you know it, the crossbow and arrow are tucked away in Ifan's backpack, and the conversation ends with a curt nod on both sides. Ifan knocks the crossbow with an arrow. He hoists it up to his shoulder, a satisfied smile brightening his face as he stares down the shadow-swirled stock. Raising an eyebrow, he holds it out for you to try.
Care to fire the first arrow from Shadow's eye?
Ifan shrugs and raises the crossbow again. He lines up a shot at something fluffy and indistinct far away. He fires. The arrow soars long and far, whistling a dusky tune as it flies against the breeze. It hits a rabbit dead on, fletchings quivering with the impact as the blood runs into the soil. Ifan nods and retrieves the carcass.
This bow will help against Alexander. And so will you. A good weapon's one thing, but there's nothing on Rivellon like a good companion.
With a smile, he claps you on the back, before packing up the crossbow once more.
Friends, eh? Well, let's hit the road, friend. I'm sensing we'll need to be good weapons out here.
He spins on one heel and begins to stride onwards, keen eyes scouring the environment for any dangers. He turns to wave you along, eyes glittering in the swampy gloom.
The air out here is a damn sight better than in Fort...
Ifan smiles. As you near a figure clad in old blackened armor, Sabine takes your hand and gives it a squeeze.
I've a feeling yonder creepy crawly is the lone wolf I've been looking for. You wouldn't mind if I asked him a few pertinent questions, would you? I'll do my very very best.
Sabine addresses the solitary figure. You hear but whispers and hisses in return. Just when you think a fight is about to break out, Sabile's words seem to sway him into submission. He speaks uncomfortably. She listens, her face hard and pale. His name, you overhear her insist. Roost, he croaks. And with that, the interview's over.
Come, let's go. I have what I came for.
He's the one who abducted me, who delivered me to the Master.
I'm going to find this man, and we're going to get mightily reacquainted. Your eyes brim with inquiries.
The hooded man exudes a restrained menace that near matches your own. As he raises his head, the hood falls back, revealing the gleaming bone visage of an undead.
Be not frightened of me, delicate-fleshed one. There's far worse than my bite in this quagmire. Perhaps I can even offer some aid, if you've the coin. Do you desire trinkets from the ancients? For the smallest of costs, I'll tell you. Barely a trifle.
With a horrific rasp of bone scraping against bone, he bows low before you.
Call me Zalaskar. Naught else concerning me is yours to ask. My business is my own, and none of it yours. You look like a one to know already. The source in you. I can smell it. I can feel it pulsing with every beat of your fragile heart. There's ones like you close by, the Seekers. I came here with them, but Magisters sank their ship. Sorcerers, like yourself, seek them out and you might find what it is that they seek. The ones that live still, cowering in some shrine in the depths of the swamp, twiddling their bleeding thumbs. If you're lucky, maybe you'll find them before something else finds you.
He spits something dark and viscous onto the earth. You notice the little horror wriggling deep into the soil.
If the little Seekers manage to steal the Magister's ship, the Lady Vengeance, maybe I'll find a way on board. Worry not about me. I have my methods. Worry for your own self. Why, the undead, of course. We rise. We rise. There is a stirring. Have you not felt the whisper of the grave upon the winds? The covenant will be fulfilled. Glashel demisht vmashtim.
Zalaskar chuckles unpleasantly.
Not for you to know now. Worry not, short-lived one. Your fears are as useful as those of an ant astride a leaf perched atop a tidal wave. I only stock the best baubles, the choicest curios. Take a look. Precious wares, are they not? I only stock the precious wares, are they not?
The hooded man exudes...
Be not frightened of me. Perhaps I can even offer some aid. If you've the coin. Do you desire trinkets from the ancients? For the smallest of costs, I'll tell you. Barely a I only stock precious wares, are they not?
The hooded man exudes...
Be not frightened. Perhaps I can even offer some aid. I only stock precious wares, are they not? Ah, I only stock precious wares, are they not? I only precious wares, are they not?
A blood-stained sign reads, "The Hollow Marshes," in knife-scratched cursive.
year'll get done.
The tool is broken. The woman traces glyphs in the air, and you cringe, expecting a barrage of ice and fire. Instead, a bit of smoke sputters forth. She cries to the skies in frustration, in a recognizable rail-thin rasp.
My lord, I've loved you. I've obeyed you. What's my sin? How long must I suffer?
She sees you approach and punches her fist in your direction. Her face flushes red. It's her, the one that destroyed the ship to Fort Joy.
You are my sin. Every breath you take is a god's damned sin.
She turns her head to the heavens once more.
I offer this sacrifice to you. Return me to your side. Make me whole. You will come between us again.
Aren't the only ones looking for me. But who is it, and why?
Healing!
What's this? I found something. I need to dig here.
I am not opposed to manual labor if circumstances require.
Master! Master, wake up! Master, wake up! Bones! Attack bones! Then sorcerer! Flash! She ran! Bones gone! Master, sleep! Wake up soon! He might! Might? Yes!
The dog's tail wags frantically.
Yeah! Yeah! Yes! True! Master! 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 Wake up!
Dead magisters. I wonder who did this.
We leave corpses to warn you away, but still you intrude on our rest. Was I ever so stupid when I wore flesh? No matter, our master was clear. None shall pass. Oh, sweet thing. If you think I'll spill the tale just because you asked pretty, you'll be disappointed in this life and the next.
She reaches for her weapon.
Is that so? Well, why don't you give it over? Might be you'll walk out of this swamp after all.
The skeleton's jaw clicks.
Children playing with toys. Brachus used those weapons 1,000 years ago and did not understand their power. These red brats are no different. But our master does not care for the Magister lambs. It's you, Godwoken, that are the wolves, and it's time to put you down.
I'm fading.
almost see you. I can almost make you out.
Did you hear something?
The dog is blinded by its muzzle, but it turns its face toward you, waiting for your answer. As she considers your statement, her nostrils start to twitch. She lifts her head and takes a long drag of the air around her.
Sorcerer! You! Sorcerer! Kill! Kill!
I've spotted something. I need a shovel.
Even the most noble among us must occasionally dirty their claws.
What is that?
Embrace me. Don't fight. Let go. Rest at last.
Harm this horror. Gods, what is that?
Whatever it is, it looks dangerous.
Stop right there, sorcerer. Friend or foe?
She searches your face for treachery. Doesn't seem to find it.
All right then, you can pass. But I suggest you don't. I suggest you turn around and head another direction entirely. The Magisters have a shrieker up there. It killed my friend. May have killed that Magister too. I wouldn't tangle with it alone. Fact, I wouldn't tangle with it at all. Indeed they are. I'm glad to hear you survived the sight. You might not be so lucky a second time.
She gives you a long look.
Well then, if we're going to be friends, let me mark your map. See this place? There are others hiding there. You should join them. You're welcome. Once Gareth emerges from the keep there, he and I will join you directly. He may be interested in you. Me? Not so much. We few Seeker survivors fled there. It's safe enough for now. You'll find something of a welcome, at least. We seek sorcerers with special talents and see if we can keep them alive. In that spirit, I suggest you find somewhere else to be. Then you can talk to Gareth about them, if he's still alive. Or Malady, if she's still alive. They'll be able to tell you what's what, if you're still alive.
She turns her attention back along the path. You are dismissed.
Embrace.
I smell burning. Are those pigs on fire?
The pig is engulfed in flames, but her skin remains unsinged.
It is a hellish curse! Please, release us! Does it matter? I beg you, help! Sure? How do I know it won't be worse than the torment? How do I know you know anything at all? The agony. I can't do this any longer.
These plants look truly sinister. They're arranged in a row. Ah, that scent. It's unmistakable. How did noxious bulbs end up here? What's this? I found something. I need to dig here. Even more corpses here. Good riddance.
Show yourself!
Reveal yourself!
never stops. Please end this curse.
Vermin, thieves, pests, leeches.
Voidwoken, we meet again.
This world is ours. Fall, die, pass away. Your essence feeds us.
These beasts are damn persistent.
My child, face me.
You will not be spared your time. Squash the vermin. Hang the thieves. Ours. Ours. You are ours. We are the many and the all. We were first. We were first.
To none.
any children round here. Don't see my folks either.
The corpses of voidlings lie in heaps around you, a miasma of cursed fluid pooling at your feet.
Worse than a death fog nightmare. Ichor and madness, and then it's all over.
They came wave after wave after wave. Relentless. Jolly good fun, actually.
Those filthy beasts were like rats. A swarm most vile, but vanquished as a matter of course.
was madness! Big fire boom, lightning crash! One moment, sun! The next, I feel darkness inside me, then noise! So much noise! Clank, moan, clink, groan! I hid in a stump. I'm not a stupid squirrel. I have much stowed away for hard times. But I saw them! I saw the shinies! Loud! Fire and steel! Crash, bash, boom, splat! It was warm, then it was cold. No one left, just salamanders. They like the meat. But I saw the shinies, 4 of them, round. Darkness left, then light again. Warm, saw glints in sand and dirt. Okay, I hope you find shinies. They make happy. Shinies!
I am death and light. I take the source inside. I am the inevitable end. I am the void arrived.
Come hang from your father's shield. Let him lift you on his shoulders.
My father?
knees!
Up on the ledge before you, a lone lizard woman overlooks the marshes. Her stare is as sharp as the bolt eyeing you from atop her crossbow.
Stand back and keep your hands off your weapons. Convince me you're no Magister, or draw one last deep breath.
She notices your collar, and you can see the tension ease out of her martial pose.
No, I suppose you don't look like a Magister. Those dogs don't leash their own. Except for Alexander himself, as it happens. I apologize for the steel-tipped welcome, but lives are at stake. Hold on, I'll let you up.
With one graceful motion, the lizard throws down a tangled mess of vines for you to climb.
Come, ascend to the sanctuary of Amadia. You'll find you're not the only guest here, but the Great Mother provides for all.
The Red Prince interrupts as you're about to speak.
This woman is a dreamer. I can see the answers spinning in her eyes. Do rest your legs for a bit while I question her. You're too kind.
Red Prince and the Dreamer exchange courteous pleasantries, as if they're finding themselves in a palace hall instead of a death-ridden swamp. She introduces herself as Bahara. To your surprise, they next lie down on the ground in a seemingly warm embrace and fall asleep. What follows, though, is far from peaceful. They claw and thrash as if struggling for dear life, caught in the hold of some hideous nightmare. Then they wake, haggard, exhausted. They speak of a vision, Brahmos, and another red lizard.
Praise the daylight. I am now. There was death in that dream, chasing me like 100 hungry lions. But at least I've new directions. When we escape and find ourselves on the mainland once more, I must search for Brahmos the Wanderer. Then I will finally know the truth, the very secret of my soul.
You are fortunate to have found this place. The hollow marshes swallow life and regurgitate only the dead. My name is Bahara. Like you, I am a sorcerer. But unlike you, I am also a faithful servant of Amadia. Praised be her name, and praised be her starlit eyes. Commendable. And yet she is the most mysterious of the seven. Despite your perusals, no doubt that tome taught you little. So please allow me to enlighten you. Amadia is the Great Mother. She is the goddess in whose womb magic was conceived, from whose sacred body immortal wizards were born. Gratiana, her priestess in this sanctuary, is teaching me her ways. For several years now, I've been her disciple, but she has resided here for centuries, sustained by Amadia's love. I was like you once, a lost soul driven by instinct from the bowels of Fort Joy. There have been others. They tried to make it back to the mainland, but were never heard of again. I chose to stay. My home is here now. This is where I found solace, found sanctuary. I found the Great Mother and have been nurtured by her magic ever since. My knowledge is but a pond. Gratiana's is the sea. It is the sea you should speak to. The guests, they call themselves Seekers. They're brave people, and friends to Sourcerers. But you'll find them a battered band here today, brought low by bloody battle. Magisters, of course. Who else? The Seekers came here to rescue a sorcerer from the fort. They failed. Many fell. They've heard the Shrieker's shriek. I thank the goddess I'm not haunted by their sound. To know one's fate is to be fearless. I reside in Amadia's palm. I am hers to shield or hers to crush, and in that knowledge, I am content. They knew him to be God-woken. They sought to kindle the divinity slumbering deep within his soul. But Alexander bears no rivals. Only the son can follow the father, or so he is convinced. For him, divinity. For the others, the dungeons. It is truly harrowing to know this man seeks to be the Seven's chosen. Have you never heard of them? From the tales they tell of Brachus Rex? They were living weapons, made of flesh and reared in torture. The pain they endured was so terrible, their screams turned to solid lightning. Turns out the tales are true. The Magisters dug deep and returned these horrors to the surface. As you wish. It is the laboratory of a lunatic. A place removed from mercy and sanity where mad Brachus Rex would experiment to his dark heart's content. There are ruins in the marshes, stonework vultures that perch above the king's long-buried treasure. But his is not a treasure of gold, ruby, and sapphire. It is a treasure of death, weapons, and vile magic. The nights here are long and lonely, but I often listen to my mistress Gratiana speak of days long gone, the heydays of Brachus Rex. Perhaps she will tell you her tales as well. Haunted quagmires is what they are, and what is mired in them is madness. Brachus Rex, he went too far. Source was never meant to be harnessed in weaponry. May Amadia curse his soul for turning creation into destruction. May you always walk in wisdom's wake. The flower-strewn path of Amadia. Haunted quagmires is what they are. May Amadia, my knowledge is but a...
Yes. Is it an audience you desire?
The Red Prince takes on a reserved air, and you've the feeling he'd blush if such a thing could be noticed.
Secret of my soul, I said. What poppycock. Didn't sound like me at all, not in the slightest. So drop it. Nothing's changed but for our surroundings. We're still... Perhaps we simply...
What a pleasant little nest. A nice spot to pass the time. Waiting for the end.
Be welcome to this sanctuary. Amadia's eye.
A moment's pause. I had thought...
A young man in oversized armor paces around a table covered with a spread of maps, his face a tight scowl of frustration.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it! What good are battle tactics against those things, anyway?
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you? A sorcerer, indeed. I should have realized. A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one. Though, of course, your collar gives you away. You meant Verdus? Then he's as good as dead. We're the seekers he spoke of. We were supposed to free him. Instead, we've failed him. You, a Godwoken? Surely not. Though if Verdus said so. You could be important, but there's no way to be certain until we've left this blasted island behind us. Verdus was Godwoken. He was a powerful sorcerer, in the vein of Lucian the Divine. He had the potential to succeed Lucian if he mastered his powers. But now that won't happen. If you're the same as Verdus, then we have to get you away from this place. Someone's been killing the few Godwoken that are out here. Likely that dog Alexander. He's a Godwoken too. A failed one as far as I'm concerned. I can imagine he won't want any upstart Godwoken taking what he figures to be his birthright.
The young man anxiously fidgets with his curved bow. You've found a matter close to his heart, evidently.
That's easier said than done, I'm afraid. Much easier said. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called Shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost many already. There's weapons, ancient devices that can counter those things. Our leader, Sir Gareth, set out to find them so we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave.
The seven watch o'er us. We're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes.
Sir Gareth? He's the finest seeker I know. I'm honored to serve as his squire. He wouldn't let us down. Not unless something's gone horribly wrong.
The young man throws a furtive glance towards the shrine looming out of the water nearby, then leans in to whisper.
The masked priestess, Gratiana. She gave us shelter here and told Sir Gareth how to stop the Shriekers. But she unnerves me. Speak to her if you wish. She may know more. You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a clink.
Please, ask. Whatever helps. The Magister flagship, the Lady Vengeance, she's anchored at the old harbour. Once the way is clear, we're to take her and get the hell out of here. We came to free an elf called Verdus from Fort Joy. He was a Godwoken. He could have been the next divine, but we failed him. Well, before there's a divine, there must be a Godwoken. Only a special few among sorcerers have this potential. Without them, a true successor to Lucian will never rise. None. He set out to find those source weapons, and that's the last we saw of him.
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry.
Sir Gareth, did you find any sign of him?
The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams, echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Please, ask. Whatever helps.
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Please come back.
The young woman twists her hands together to warm them at the campfire, fingernails bitten to the quick. Noticing your attention, she looks up at you like a startled deer.
Sorry I've no welcome drink or anything, but the misery here.
She gestures half-heartedly at the suffering of the shelter's wounded.
Yes, I'm his granddaughter. My sisters and I followed in his footsteps. We set up a business making our own magical trinkets and traveling to sell them. I tagged along with the Seekers for safe passage, but I never knew how bad this situation could get. And now there's nowhere for me to go. Most of my wares were lost in the attack, but I did manage to salvage some of our Sourcerers' sundries. Maybe you'd be interested in taking a look? My sisters and I have been working on magical, alchemical, and downright infernal trinkets for years. Thanks to Sourcerers' sundries, anyone with coin can have sharper weapons, stronger armor, and shinier equipment.
She clumsily proffers some paper. It slips through her fingers, but you manage to catch it mid-air.
Here, our leaflet has all the details you could ever want to know. Oh, I know my wares are not cheap, but they are so very out of the ordinary. But listen, my sisters and I have a little game to lighten spirits in harsh times. So, if I tell you a riddle and you can get the answer right, I'll give you a good discount. Deal? Oh, listen carefully now. I stand tall in the morning, I shrink in the afternoon, I disappear at midnight, but I'll be back very soon. What am I?
Gareth would know what to do.
I'm sorry, but that's not... I'm so sorry. You'll find Demira in Driftwood and Donna in Arx. Dagmar, well, I don't quite know where she's got herself perched these days. Maybe you'll get to meet all of them on your travels. If you do see them.
Her brow furrows as she looks around the shelter. When she looks back at you, her eyes are glassy and devoid of hope.
Just tell them I'm safe. No matter what happens. Goodbye, then, lady. I hope I didn't say anything wrong.
Leave me be.
The young woman chews her lower lip as she observes the injured before her. She bends to grab a rag, wiping her blood-smeared hands. She looks up and sees you.
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do.
The woman wrings the blood-stained rag in her hands anxiously.
Magisters aren't known for their mercy. Many of us died. And the ones here will likely follow the same fate, by a slower road. There's no need to go upsetting them, so hold your tongue. The Magisters sank our ship. Then we ran into more of them on the shore. They had these shrieker monstrosities. They're these wretched beings mounted on crucifixes. They nearly wiped us out with a single blow. We fled, those of us who still could. I've done all I can. Their wounds are too great. All I can offer them now is prayer and a cup of water. If you know a way, I'd be beyond grateful. Magic? All I've got is my own two hands and...
She trails off and limply gestures to her paltry makeshift infirmary.
I'm not even a healer. Ours was killed in the attack. I'm just a cook. Do what you will. Just don't cause them any more suffering.
The lizard holds a crimson-soaked rag against his side. He looks up as you approach, his expression oddly serene.
Magisters, they found our camp near the old harbour and unleashed hell upon us. I'm lucky in a way. I was wounded by an arrow.
Are you still with us? Rest, Jules. Claude, are you still with us? Rest, Jules. Claude, are you still with us?
It wasn't just sword and spear the Magisters used on us. No, they had these weapons. Living beings, depleted of source and crucified, pathetic to look at until...
Focus on your breathing, Jules. Slow.
the power that they unleashed. There was nothing we could do. Only run. Shriekers, they're called. I can still hear that sound he uttered. Makes my scales crawl.
You still with us?
Sir Gareth is looking for a way to defeat them now. Let us hope he finds it.
Don't move, Jules. Save your strength.
He said his name. They even knew
Claude. I'm trying to keep these wounded calm and comfortable. Unless you can help somehow, keep out of my way. I'm trying to keep these... Matis, let me change your dressing.
You're certain it was Verdes?
I'm fine, I swear. See to the others.
You tried your best. I'm glad
You healed me. How did you... Oh, never mind. I don't care how. I only care that today won't be my last. I don't remember much. I barely had time to realize the Magisters were attacking before I was injured. The last thing I saw were these things, these shriekers. Those Magisters are gonna pay in blood for what they did to us. If my mother were here, she'd box my ears for not being able to thank you properly. Though I reckon that walloping from the Reds was punishment enough. Take this, at least. It'll have to do. Thank you.
Thank you, stranger.
I'm alive!
The lizard's eyes are now closed, while his breathing is ragged and shallow. He doesn't react to you.
Matis, let me change your dressing.
I will not be a burden. Leave me be.
I'm glad you're safe.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.
Oh.
You're certain it was Verdes?
He said his name. They even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
I'm glad you're safe.
Matis, let me change your dressing.
I will not be a burden. Leave me be.
You're certain it was Verdes?
He said his name. They even knew that much. But still.
Focus on your breathing, Jules.
You tried your best.
Slow and deep.
I'm glad you're safe.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.
Healed? I'm healed.
You're certain it was Verdes?
He said his name. They even knew that much.
Matis, the wound is festering. It needs to be
You tried
changed.
your best. I'm
fine.
I'm glad you're safe.
Swear. See to the others.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.